The same old sorry-ass Rams. The San Francisco 49ers go into SoFi South, Levi South, I should say, and take care of the W. Let's freaking go. We're going to talk about it all right now. Drop an SDS in the chat. Smash that like button. Let's go. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it. We got it, ladies and gentlemen. The San Francisco 49ers take down the Los Angeles Rams on the road in convincing fashion. Christian McCaffrey, have a day. Let's start off with this one. I had a lot of people tell me, say with their whole chest that the Christian McCaffrey trade was a bad trade. Let me say that one more time. I had a lot of people who call themselves San Francisco 49er fans say that the Christian McCaffrey trade was a bad trade. I think y'all are, you guys can sit this one out. We're all going to celebrate because absolutely you can see why Christian McCaffrey was undoubtedly a phenomenal move by the San Francisco 49ers to go and get F them picks. They gave up nothing. You can see this offense revolves around Christian McCaffrey, and it's his second game, first full week in the offense, and you can see what the fruits of the labor look like. Receiving touchdown, rushing touchdown, throwing touchdown. Christian McCaffrey absolutely dominated today and was a huge reason why the San Francisco 49ers offense was able to move down the field. There was some rough points throughout the game, but overall, really in the second half, I think when we look at the San Francisco 49ers and we look at how they're able to come out of halftime, and they had the penalty, they had to burn the timeout out of halftime. Then they had the Aaron Donald play where he went unblocked because they were behind the play clock and they had to get it snapped. And you're like, oh no, here we go again. The San Francisco 49ers were able to get it back into gear and have a fantastic second half, which we all love to see. Jimmy Garoppolo, 21 of 25, 235 yards, 2 touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey, 1 for 1. He has a perfect passer rating with the San Francisco 49ers, 34 yards for a touchdown, but he also added 18 carries for 94 yards and a touchdown. That's 5.2 a clip. We'll take that every single day. Love to see that from Christian. You also had Christian go 8 receptions, 55 yards, and a touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, this was the Christian McCaffrey game, ladies and gentlemen, and it was fantastic to see. We talked about it in the pregame live. We said, this is going to be the game, and this is going to be the proof to you why Christian McCaffrey was a necessary get and why those draft picks will end up being nothing to us in the long term, because look at what Christian McCaffrey can do when the offense revolves around him. Everything changes. You saw early on in the game, Kittle getting open because the defenses were reacting to Christian McCaffrey. He is a needle mover. These defenses have to key on him. They have to know where he is, and you can see what Kyle Shanahan can do with a guy like Christian McCaffrey in the offense. You absolutely love to see it. It was a great performance down the stretch. Again, we got into some opportunities where it was like little like, oh, are we doing that thing again? The San Francisco 49ers did a really good job of coming out of it, did a good job. George Kittle had himself a day. He had the sealer, he had the nail in the coffin touchdown. Shout out to Jimmy Garoppolo, by the way, on that throw. That was a phenomenal throw. He was rolling out to his left, drops the pass in the bucket over a Rams defender in the corner of the end zone, only where George Kittle could get it. You have to salute Jimmy for that particular throw. Now, Jimmy wasn't perfect on the day, but hey, 21 of 25 for 235 and 2 tuggies. I'll take it any day of the week. If you got it, light up that Rams pack because same old sorry ass Rams, baby. The San Francisco 49ers sweep the Rams in a must win game. Cash the God on YouTube dropping super chat says CMC just turned into Debo snatching chains. Listen, when CMC and Debo are on the field at the same time, and you've got George Kittle and you've got Brandon Ayuk, it's just a game changer. Absolute game changer. The way defenses have to key on Christian McCaffrey, it's just not the same. These are the same things that we talked about the night of the draft. These were the same things that we talked about on the pregame. We said Christian McCaffrey today will be the offense. And sure enough, he was exactly that, but he also opened things up for everyone else. Brandon Ayuk, 6 receptions, 81 yards, and a touchdown from Christian McCaffrey as well. Brandon Ayuk got a healthy serving of action. It was a good day. Ross Dwelly coming away with a big catch for 56 yards to kind of help get them into scoring position again. Even Jeff Wilson came in, had a couple good runs when the 49ers needed it just to continue to move the chains. It's a really good job. Really good today for the 49ers offense when I think we've all kind of critiqued the 49ers offense, at least last week. So they answered well. And this is obviously a big, big deal because the 49ers sweep the Rams and will have and own any potential tiebreaker in the NFC West over the Rams. Mark them off the list. The 49ers are in a good spot there. They've got one game up on the Seattle Seahawks, and we got the Arizona Cardinals coming to town in a couple weeks. Or I should say we're going to Mexico in a couple weeks to play Arizona. Arizona lost today. So 49ers, much needed win going into the bye, heading into the bye 4-4 at 500. Woo! We're getting a little nervous there. We were getting a little nervous there, but we needed that W. Mumbo on YouTube says SoFi was as red as your beautiful beard. Let's go. If you were at SoFi, take a bow. You guys again took over SoFi Stadium, aka Levi's South, and you love to see it every single time. Cash the God drops another super chat, says, I can't wait to see CMC and Lance. The beautiful thing is CMC is not a rental. He is here for the time being. He has got to be, he's going to be around for a long time. And I'm really, really looking forward to it. The best part of today, I think, was the offense stepping up and performing at the level that they performed because the defense clearly being hurt and kind of working their way back. You could see early, again, you had those long drives to start the game. Those long drives, they scored. It was just like, oh, goodness. Feels like we're headed down a wrong path. But the 49ers were able to not only keep up, but basically just keep rocking, keep scoring, continuing to put up points. And that was absolutely huge. And we needed that from the 49ers offense to help the defense out. And then once the Rams got behind, then you could see the defense pin their ears back. You had Fred Warner get a sack. You had Nick Bosa get a sack. And things started really falling into place for everything. So we tip our cap especially to the offense today. And I think when we take a step back and we look at the critiques and everything that we heard from the, of last game, a lot of people were talking about the offense, even though the defense had a hard time last week and they did a much better job this week. I think there's an expectation from the 49ers offense that people have a level of what they want to see. And I think we far exceeded that today. So that's really good. Jesse Reed says Rams had 40 yards in the second half. 40 yards in the second half. Shout out to the 49ers defense for playing really, really well down the stretch. And again, that's what complimentary football looks like. When your offense is clicking, gives your defense juice, and it just kind of works off each other, just kind of goes back and forth. We had Robbie Gould getting into it with Jalen Ramsey again. I love that Robbie Gould and Jalen Ramsey have beef. It's one of my favorite things in the world, and absolutely phenomenal because because Robbie Gould owns that owns that beef right now. The San Francisco 49ers won the first down battle. They had 22 opposed to the Rams 17. 49ers third down efficiency 5 of 9 on the day. Rams were 8 of 13. Total plays was pretty even. 49ers had 52 on offense. Rams had 56. 49ers struggled a little bit on the offensive line in spurts, but they were able to withstand it, giving up 3 sacks to the Rams, only giving up 2 sacks. 49ers had 3 punts on the day, only had 3 penalties, which was good. And time of possession was damn near even. So not bad, but they completely out-totaled the Rams in total yards, passing yards, rushing yards, and yards per play by a basically almost doubled it in almost all those categories. So the 49ers did a phenomenal job today on the road. Do we call it the road? Do we call it on the road? That felt like a home game. So shout out to anyone who was at that game. If you were, you guys are the best. Heisman on YouTube, dropping the super chat, says, if we come ready to play everyone like we come to play the Rams, we will be golden, Pony Boy. Listen, we understand that the 49ers play the Rams particularly well. That there's always just a matchup there that works. Joshua says SoFi is at least a neutral site. It's definitely a neutral site. But the fans take it over eventually. But yes, if the 49ers can play the Rams like everyone else, and again, we understand what it is. We're going to talk about it after every loss. In these losses from the 49ers, they are their own worst enemy. And when they can just play their brand of football, this is what it's going to look like. And now you add Christian McCaffrey into the mix. You add this electrifying weapon who can score from any part of the field. Now think about what the Chargers are going to be game planning against. Oh, it's just a little pass to the flat to Christian McCaffrey or like whatever. Now they're like, oh, is he going to pass it? You have to now think of all the different types of things that they can do with CMC and that stress that it's going to put on opposing defenses and how that's going to open things up for your other stars. The CMC addition was huge. They needed this type of juice out of the backfield, and you're seeing why it's such a beneficial thing to have a guy like Christian McCaffrey who can be used in so many different areas because it just strains and stresses a defense, and you start getting those linebackers moving out of position because they got to follow CMC no matter what. And Kyle's going to find a way to get the ball either to him or off a counter off of him. So it's been fantastic. That's game 2, first full week with CMC on the roster. Like, imagine you give this guy a bye, give him time to study, give them time to cook it up even a little bit more. The 49ers can be dangerous with Christian McCaffrey. So this was a fun one. Again, there were some people out there that didn't like the trade of Christian McCaffrey, said it was a little too rich. I was saying it's not too rich at all. It's actually not that bad of a trade at all. And when you look at the type of production that you can get out of one singular player, I think you can see why a second round pick, third round pick, and a fourth round pick. Come on, we're trying to win a championship this year. Those picks are great and all, but the 49ers have a hell of a lot of compensatory third round picks, and they got a legitimate superstar that you plug in with another group of superstars and everything starts working. Yes, F them picks all day, every day, for sure, for sure. Vishal dropping a super chat says, "What's up, SDS? Brad, do you think we'll get more plays like the deep ball to Dwelly from Kyle? Opens our offense up. Definitely thanks to CMC. I got to go back and look at it, but I 100% can bet that Dwelly being wide open down the left side of the field is a relation and a key that they are focusing on CMC, not Ross Dwelly, the second string fullback, going down the field and beating them deep. So I can almost guarantee you that linebackers or safeties were keying on CMC. They got lazy with their responsibilities because they were too worried about CMC, Kittle, one of these guys beating them, and Dwelly just sneaks out the back and makes a huge play downfield. So that's the point. CMC, just like we look at Debo Samuel last year, and when they moved him into the wide back role, what did it do? It put defenses in a bind. They didn't know who to key on. They didn't know where to go. They didn't know where to roll coverage because it was like, what's Debo doing? We don't know. Well, now you get the same thing with CMC. And if you get Debo out the bye against the Chargers, put those guys on the field at the same time and start interchanging them in their roles and where they are pre-snap, defenses are going to have a real hard time. And then you're going to get guys running open like Ayuk, Kittle, Jawan when he gets back. I'm pretty happy about it. Pretty happy about it. We're smoking that Rams pack today. We're smoking that Jalen Ramsey pack. That boy's probably crying right now. Pray for him. He just cannot beat the 49ers in the regular season. The 49ers moved to 8-0. 8-0 in the regular season. Oh, what are the Rams fans going to say? Oh, what about we don't care. We don't care. It's a new year, new season, and y'all don't look that great right now. So the 49ers again moved to 4-4. The Rams go to 3-4. Clean sweep of the Rams again. What's that? The fourth straight year that the 49ers have swept the Rams clean. Woo! You like it. You like it. What did you guys? So I want to see what you guys think. Start dropping it in the chat. Let's do this. We do our predictions before the game. I probably know the answer to this. But I want to see who was the offensive player of the game against the Rams. Drop it in the chat. Let's see who you guys think. This is an interactive show. Who was? I think I know who it is, but maybe you guys had something else in mind. Who was the 49ers offensive player of the game? Oh, right off the bat, seeing, of course, tons of CMC, but I'm seeing some Jimmy Love. Okay. I'm seeing some Jimmy Love. I'm seeing. Oh, yeah, we called the CMC, baby. If you're part of the pregame show that we run over here, we called the CMC. We said today was CMC day, and the offense was going to revolve around CMC. But a lot of what I'm getting is CMC and Jimmy, but mostly CMC. It's definitely a CMC type of day. Definitely a CMC type of day. You'll love to see it. 100%. CMC balling. Whew. Man, wasn't that fun? That was fun. I was nervous. I'm not going to lie. I can't lie to you. I was nervous a little bit in the beginning. First half, I was a little Rams go up 7-0. Then it's 14-10. I was like, uh-oh, we got the second half coming up. What type of offense are we going to get? Offense came out little lackluster. Felt like they weren't really on the same page. Oh, they turned it up fast. And that's what you like to see. You really, really love to see. Dawson Landis says, if Ray didn't recover that fumble, I think we would have lost. I mean, there's a couple plays that if they swing towards the Rams, the potential interception that Jalen Ramsey should have had, but he dropped because he's mid. Jalen Ramsey drops the interception. Christian McCaffrey has the fumble, but it lands perfectly in the 49er, in Ray McCloud's gut. Yeah, the 49ers, you need some luck in football. Like you can do a lot of things right, but still at the end of the day, you kind of need the ball to fall your way, and the ball fell the 49ers way. And those are two examples that definitely went the 49ers way and definitely could have had a big change on the look of that game. Heisman with another super chat says, it's going to piss me off if we look like poop against the Chargers. We can be this team all the time. Listen, we're not going to look too far ahead yet. We're going to enjoy this victory. We're going to enjoy Halloween tomorrow. We're going to enjoy our bye week, sweeping the Rams, smoking that Rams pack for 2 weeks. We'll get into the Chargers, but the Chargers are beatable. We're not going to get too confident. We're not going to get none of that. There is a recipe to be had against those Chargers, and if the 49ers are looking like this, I like our chances. Now we gotta stay consistent. That's the 49ers' biggest issue right now, staying consistent. If they can be consistent, then they can beat anyone. They can be consistently, fundamentally sound. That's it. If the 49ers just play fundamentally sound football, they are extremely difficult to beat because they put themselves in their own worst scenarios, less opposed to the other teams. Now, we're going to credit the Rams. Cooper Kupp, great wide receiver. He's got talent. They really didn't have a running game. Allen Robinson played okay. But when the 49ers play their game and they work their fundamentals, fire. Absolutely fire. You love to see it. I'm just happy, man. I'm happy. Happy. Do the happy dance. Brandon on YouTube says, do you think Jimmy has found his groove? I think Jimmy found his groove late. The biggest thing with Jimmy is we know Jimmy's going to have his, struggles here or there. But as long as Jimmy Garoppolo can play consistent and can keep the ball out of harm's way, then we're good. And, then if Jimmy starts doing what he did, like that pass to Kittle, rolling out to the left, dropping dimes over defenders, yeah, we're going to be in a good spot. The biggest thing with Jimmy is, can he be consistent? And if he can be consistent, and that's not meaning he has to be a world beater, but I mean, that throw that he had to Christian McCaffrey on the side of the end zone where Christian went up and got it, that was a beauty. He had some really nice throws. If he can stay away from the bad throws, the 49ers, they have a lot of good things ahead of them. Heisman says, going to be one happy Halloween. Lamb chops, baby. 100%. Green Thumb says, SDS feeling good with the dub over the Rams. CMC. You love to see it. All right, let's do defensive players of the game. Drop it in the chat. The defense, we're talking a lot about the offense today. A lot of fireworks by the offense. Offense did a really, really phenomenal job today. And I think we can credit that offense for really putting this win on their back. But the defense played really, really good down the stretch as well. So I want to see who's your defensive player of the game going into this one. That's what I want to see. I want to see. Ooh, so far I'm liking what I see. Fred Warner's everywhere. Oh, baby, it's a resounding Fred Warner with the defensive player of the game from the chat, which is great because I think Fred, if you asked him, maybe didn't play his best game against the Chiefs. Well, it looks like the faithful are recognizing that Fred Warner was the defensive player of the game for the San Francisco 49ers against the Rams. He was absolutely everywhere. Of course, he did, lead no, that was Talanoa. Oh, wait, no. Fred Warner led the team in tackles with 12 and a sack. So Fred Warner led the team with tackles, 12 total, 1 sack, and definitely played a big part in this game. The chat is all Fred, and you love to see that because a lot of people coming down Fred's road this week. And for Fred to have a bounce back game like that and really lead, and he's the leader of the defense. He's the quarterback of the defense. He's got the green dot. So for your best players to have their best games, that's a great opportunity for sure. We got some more super chats coming in. Appreciate everybody sending the super chats over on YouTube. You guys are the best. Let me make sure I get to these. Shout out Dabbing Hyena says, shout out that O-line giving Jimmy G time to throw. 100%. It wasn't perfect the entire time, right? The O-line wasn't perfect the entire time, but the offensive line definitely held up, especially giving Jimmy Garoppolo time to make plays. So I am down for all the shout outs to the offensive line. Jason says Rams sideline is fighting every time we play them. That's what I'm saying, man. They're tired of being owned by the 49ers. They are absolutely tired of being owned by the 49ers. I am not tired of owning the Rams. That's for sure. So great win. Great team win. That was awesome. That really, really was. And I do like seeing them fight each other because they're frustrated. They're frustrated that they just can't beat the San Francisco 49ers in the regular season. They just can't do it. They can't do it. Evan, hope you had a good time at the game, my guy. Heisman says you should get a place. We can sub since I can't sub on YouTube. You can't sub on YouTube. How can you not sub on YouTube? If you're not subbed on YouTube, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are we at 46,000 on YouTube? We're 5 away from 46,000 on YouTube. Come on, you can do it. There's 5 lurkers in the stream right now that haven't subbed. We're 5 subscriptions away from 46,000 subs on YouTube. You can do it. I believe in you guys. I believe. Oh, 3. We're 3 away. Let's see. The Recovery 716 says McCaffrey was nice with it today. And I had him on both my fantasy teams. Love the show. Shout out the Recovery for the super chat. I had Christian McCaffrey going on a couple fantasy teams too. So you'll love to see that. I'm having a blast now having him on my team. Robert Davis with the super chat says Kyle got in his bag. Seems see Debo pushing 4-6. Again, the 49ers trading for Christian McCaffrey. That was a win now move. That was a Win now, move. Woo! Love it. Heisman says you can't sub on YouTube through iOS. I don't know. I appreciate you always jumping into the lives, though, Heisman. Appreciate you. And we did it, 46. We did it, 46,000 subs on YouTube. Technically 46,010 subscribers on YouTube. Shout out to the whole squad as always. The SDS, as we say, is undefeated, and you guys continue to be legendary, just like that win over the 49ers. Whew! Feels good. Feels good. Oh, Discord was popping. I haven't even checked. I've been in the zone. So Discord was popping. Good to hear. Good to hear the Discord was popping. We just got that. We just got the Discord going. So this would have been the first game with the Discord live. I'll drop it into the chat if you want to join our Discord. Live chats, baby, all day long. But yeah, that was a good one. That was a good game. Let's see. That's a good question. Would this team have beaten the Chiefs last week? I think it could have been a better showing, but I think you could see it would have been another kind of back and forth, because we know the Chiefs are going to score points. The 49ers will need to score a lot of points too. But really love it. Really, really love it. It's a good one. All right. So I'm going to head out. Peace. Appreciate you guys on Instagram. We're going to be posting more content throughout the week. I'm going to head out. All right. I got to get ready. I'm going to be doing my Cron 4 news hit here. So I got to get off. Might come back for another live. We'll see. Just a vibe, because why not? But appreciate you guys as always tapping in. Shout out to you guys for getting to 46K. Smash that like button on the video, on the live already. If you haven't, let's go. 49ers win. Sweep the Rams. We go into our bye week happy. Let's go. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it.